Welcome to the Mario era, chapter 137.
137 de Mario. It's me. It's Mario. It's Ball State week. Yeah. I got the big balls for Ball State week.
The Red Rabbits.
The Red Rabbits, the
Red
Wood
Rabbits.
Ticks,
Yeah.
the Fighting Wood Ticks.
The
Wood
Fighting
Ticks.
David Lettermans.
Oh,
It's a great, we'll promo it early, but Manscaped, the Ball State week. Yeah.
Right?
It's good.
There you go. Kind of working out.
Code OBB.
Kind of working out.
How you guys doing?
oh, hey.
Doing great, Deshaun.
Hey,
How
how's
are
he
you,
been?
buddy?
How's he been?
Hey,
All right.
do you know we're from Los Angeles? It's a school in Los Angeles. I don't know if you guys know that.
It's us and USC.
Mhm.
Yeah. We kind of share a stadium.
Or what did we say? It's us and FIU. There you go.
There you
exactly.
go.
That was a show title. It was that good 6 weeks ago.
Amen.
How you boys doing?
I'm all right.
Good. All right.
I'm all right. How
The,
was the recap show? Did you guys have fun without me?
recap show was just fine. Obviously, there was a void, but we made it through.
All right.
It was FAMU.
I apologize for not being here.
All good.
But
All
I'm
good.
back.
I overslept.
Back. And I'm
Yeah, we kind of woke
Not
Toast
awake.
up out of bed.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, woke me up at 8 a.m. Mm-hmm.
We're like, hey, buddy,
We're doing that right now. Oh, sure. Yeah, give me 5.
Oh, hey.
But
So,
it was a good win for your Miami Hurricanes.
listen, they did what they had to do, looked the part. We covered all of that, but should we get on down to Green Tree, or do you guys want to hit anything else before we do that?
We can do that. There's a lot to talk about.
A lot of stuff to talk about.
Go!
All right. So, as Scoop said, we got week 3, Ball State coming to town, taking on number 10 ranked Miami Hurricanes, Hard Rock Stadium. 3:30 kick time. ACC Network current line has Miami giving 36.5. So yeah. So before let's get into it. We're getting a little preview, and how you guys feeling about this?
I'm feeling good. The University of Miami, point differential wise, it's exactly kind of where I'm not even going to say it's where you hoped it would be, because we literally kicked Florida's ass. We didn't give up a touchdown against FAMU. They have a healthy point spread, but it's a big put up or shut up week. It really is. It's not a statement game, but it makes a statement because you got to go back a couple years. Middle Tennessee State, right? Some action kind of took us down. They were Action Jackson that day, sniped us right in our own hometowns. Kind of gave a blueprint for other teams to kind of carry forth throughout the rest of the season. So you just gotta handle the business. You got to just be able to hold serve, especially at home. So not a statement game per se, but it does make a statement for head coach Mario Cristobal.
I think we're past the not being ready point for games like this. I think what he's built here has kind of put that to bed. I think so. I may be wrong, but from what I've seen, I think how they've put this together truly epitomizes what he's been saying since he got here, and the culture and the work ethic, and how you do anything is how you do everything. And all the coach speak, but he believes in it. And I do now think that this team also believes in it, and he's got the guys to be able to effectively manage the expectations. Yeah, I think it's surprising to me, to be honest with you, that the line's almost as big as FAMU. So, I mean, they see it too, right? Everybody sees it. I'm not worried about it. I think it's over. It's over as of now.
Ball State had a pretty close win against Missouri State. Missouri State, by all intents and purposes, talking to a guy from up there, not really a great team. So I think that's what's leading to the big line for the University of Miami Hurricanes in terms of like some of the teams that we've faced in the action. I don't necessarily think this is going to be the most talented of the bunch that's come down to University of Miami and beat us at times. So we'll see what happens. But I think that's one of the big reasons why the line's so high.
Did you say you were talking to somebody affiliated with Missouri State?
Yes, I do. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
It's somebody that you know actually really well.
Oh, never mind then.
Okay. All right.
That sounds boring.
They're an FCS team.
Yeah, he's kind of a boring guy. He really is.
That game was neck and neck, and both teams exploded for 7 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. And it was only because they outscored them 28-20. They ended up winning by 8. So here's my thing. Like, as you said, Ro, Ball State was 4-8 last year. They haven't had a winning record since 2021. So this isn't Ohio. This isn't, Miami of Ohio, I should say. This isn't one of the better MAC teams over the last years. This is one of the not so great MAC teams. So that's kind of, they weren't very good at all last year. And now offensively, they were one of the worst offensive teams in the country last year. One of the best defensive teams. They were actually ahead of Miami in total defense last year. They were at number 17, I believe, or 19, something like that.
They barely allowed over 15 points a game.
It was like 315 yards a game. So and mine was like 324. So the defense, if that is still something that's carrying over, they should be a pretty solid defensive team. With the offense,
hanging about
it suck, and they're bringing in they got this redshirt sophomore quarterback. They redshirted last year. He seems to be prone to interceptions. I would think that the defense eats and we win this thing big. I would hope so.
I think we win convincingly. Now the question's going to be whether we're going to cover that line, whether or not, and we'll make those predictions at the end of the show. But yeah, we'll see. On the offensive side of the ball, they're big, they're nasty. You got 4 of the 5 guys returning. Mario mentioned it, and he knows offensive line, so that's one thing he immediately credited was their offensive line. So they got a pretty big offensive line. I mean, obviously our defensive line led by Tyler Barron. He's, for all intents and purposes, the PFF defensive end of the country right now. So they got a monumental task on their hands. Again, at home, we spread a lot of love. A lot of fans came in. If we can replicate that, it's going to be a tough place for them to play. It's we'll see. I'm excited. I think Miami's going to hold serve in a big way. And after 2 weeks, Shannon Dawson made a comment. He essentially said, "Yeah, we've been pretty basic on offense." I see where he says that, but it has evolved from last year in the way that they are beating teams, the way that they beat FAMU, the way that they beat Florida. It's a tough out. It's a tough sell. It really is. By week 4, I usually come up with like, all right, what would I do if I played the University of Miami? But right now, it's just difficult. There's a couple of things you can key in on, but there's a lot of things that they do very, very well. A lot of RPO mixing that they do. They come at it in a myriad of ways now that they're utilizing the tight ends. The fact that the biggest change, and I'm sorry, boys, but the biggest change, the fact that the tight ends are going out early. Because remember when we kind of bogged down last year, it was just like 3 guys were going on their routes and like 8 guys were covering them. But now with the tight end, it's kind of like spreading these guys out a little bit. Cam's got natural windows to find. So just those little tweaks and changes and some of the things and some of the plays, I'm like, ooh, that's a good play. That's a good wrinkle. That's a good play. But Shannon Dawson did say that they are going to introduce a little bit more and more because they have been a little basic over the first 2 games. Exciting.
Thumped Florida with 101.
Yeah. It's true. It's true.
Listen, I think, you obviously you look the part against Florida. You come out and you dominate on the road, difficult place to play in the swamp, opening game of the season. Once again, you looked the part last week. There was the moment end of the first half, but then you responded, started the second half, 4 straight touchdown drives. You'd like to see them look just as convincing this week because then there's another real big test. You don't want to see them have a stumble before we go to Tampa. You just want to see everything just continue to be.
You don't want that.
You just want everything to keep looking this way because that's going to be a hell of a game. And I just want to keep everything right in line. Everything's looking beautiful right now.
It's a nice little box with a pretty bow on it.
Yeah. Just keep people healthy. Let's see if, listen, I'll be honest. I'm curious to see how this offense looks against this defense because this is actually a pretty good defense from a scheme standpoint, from a coaching standpoint. So I'd like to see, Cam is he going to be able to do another 303? No Miami quarterback had done that in their first 2 games, I believe. So is he going to be able to do that? This is a team that last year only gave up 315 yards a game. So I'm curious to see how Shannon's offense looks this week.
You know what's fresh in my mind still, and I brought it up, and I'll bring it up again. When we had Josh Gaddis at offensive coordinator.
Oh,
I know. I'm sorry. But when Josh Gaddis was offensive coordinator.
Why'd you do that?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
why'd you do that?
Here's the point. But it was a MAC team that came in, and I felt like they they did like this little game plan. And I remember what it was. I was like, man, there's a lot of cover 3 principles. They're like bringing a lot of pressure. That when we go in tight, they're blitzing a lot. They're getting a lot of clean shots on the quarterback. They beat us. And it was like everybody else kept using that game plan and they were just beating us up. They kept beating us up. We were playing in a phone booth and it was that team. And I even said, I was like, you know how easy this is to beat? And I still remember their opponent the next week. It was University of Texas San Antonio. And University of Texas San Antonio had over 300 yards and like 30 points in the first half against them. So again, there's an audition process here for these MAC teams. These coaches, it's not just the players. These coaches want to leave a mark. And that week, 2 years ago, they left a mark, a huge mark. And now, like you were talking about, Toast, and I want to tie it into your point, it's a damn good defense with a damn good scheme. I don't want it to look like we're so bogged down offensively that you know that the next week USF is going to borrow from it or another ACC team is going to borrow for it because they really kept them at bay. And that's the problem because these guys, these coaches, they're going to take it like it's their Super Bowl. They want to prove to everybody that they can coach it not as well as the players just playing it.
I will just say, Ro, that I hadn't thought of that dude's name in over a year and a half.
I'm sorry.
And that's like mentally abusive. That wasn't very nice. And there's
It wasn't
other
nice at
listeners
all.
out there.
No.
That wasn't nice at all. You should apologize.
You should.
Listen, it was shortly after that doing the student of the game where I literally remember texting a few people who were like, hey, what's going on? What's going on? And I literally said, and I quote, he's a fraud. He is an absolute fraud. And then, you know, we called him something else, you know. Am I allowed to say Taninos? I mean, I have a producer now.
Sure.
Okay. But he was a legitimate fraud. And even last year, Dawson, you know, we had some moments and it was like this, the chicken or the egg. I didn't want that guy. I never said that guy was a fraud. I said, no, I want him to come back next year. I want to see what he could do. And I think he can evolve it. The guts are good. He just needs to like expand on things. And so far he's expanded on things and it's looked good.
Before we get into something else, we are talking Ball State. I believe OBB AIs had a Ball State preview.
I mean, as much as you can expect them to actually do a preview of a game, sure. And of course, it starts with a song because that's their favorite damn thing. So here you go.
Miami lights shine bright, cancel one to ignite. Quarterback with the mic, winning games every night. Feel the crowd get loud, Cam's making us proud. Touchdowns in the crowd, hurricanes from about. Cam Lord Heisman bound, Miami stands on crown. Defense trying to chase, Cam setting the pace. In the end zone with grace, takes the lead like a race. From the training ground sweat to the patient mindset. Fans place their bet, victories on the set.
Welcome back to the AI Orange Bowl, boys.
Did Florida State lose yet this week?
No, they lose on Saturday. We're not there yet.
So Jenners wants us to do a preview for Ball State. And honestly, at first I thought he was joking. So when he pushed back that he was actually serious about this, I came up with another idea. I did a list, like a classic Letterman list.
Oh, good. We're stealing from old people now. You going to take his Social Security check next?
It's the top 5 things that are more likely to happen than Ball State beating Miami at home this weekend.
Shut up, bro. You're going to jinx it. I have a bad feeling about this. That's from Star Wars.
Thank you, Ro. It's not like I'm taking a dump in some random girl's hamper.
You're taking a dump in my mental hamper by doing this.
Your mental hamper already stinks. Trust me, we've all known you long enough to know that to be true. Here we go. The top 5 things that are more likely to happen than Ball State beating Miami at home this weekend. Number 5. Shoooow Sanders' new rap song hits number 1 on Spotify.
Well, a lot of Nebraska players were blasting it in the locker room, so maybe.
Number 4. Donald Trump eats an immigrant who ate one of those cats.
Not funny, Scoop. They're eating our pets with hot sauce.
Again, this is the top 5 things that are more likely to happen than Ball State beating Miami at home this weekend. Number 3. That FSU fan finally eats dog shit out of a cup.
There he is.
Number 2. Hillary does not wear a pantsuit while campaigning this week.
Knew it was coming.
And here we go. The number 1 thing that is more likely to happen than Ball State beating Miami at home this weekend. Mario takes a knee.
Nice.
That was fun.
If we lose this game, we all get to beat you with a sock full of nickels. As always, go Canes.
Let's go.
Bange.
There you go.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. I've never heard the term mental hamper, but I love it.
know,
I love
pretty
it.
Your
Yeah,
mental hamper stinks.
Mental hamper stinks.
Thanks.
That was amazing.
Yeah, it's an early front runner.
Like, I know that's the AI version of us, but it tries to emulate us as much as possible to guess what we're. I mean, they're
getting
good,
better
but
than
we
us.
have
They're
the
better than
originals.
us. Yeah.
Oh my
They're
goodness.
pretty good. They're pretty
They're-
good.
And
those
I'm loving
guys.
the music. I'm loving this the singles they're dropping before each game.
They can't do anything without it.
No, I mean they're giving
got to
Coop a
drop
run
a new
for his money.
track. Yeah.
Did you hear about this guy on this topic? He made like a bunch of music, like AI music, and then had bots follow that music. And he made like $1.5 million before he got busted, making AI music and having the bots like basically subscribe to that music so he could game the
Sweet.
system.
Bro, if you don't
Sweet.
think there's going to be an AI Taylor Swift in the next like 5 years, you're crazy.
She already is AI. Come on. That's
There'll
an
be a new
Elon.
one.
That's an Elon bot. Taylor Swift's an Elon bot.
All right. So game's coming in number 10. Number 12 in the coaches poll. Obviously, we know FSU is no longer anywhere to be found. I also got Louisville at 19, Clemson at 22, and Boston College at 24. So you've got 4 teams from the ACC in the AP top 25. Hopefully, a few of those can move up and get closer to us. Like us to be more top heavy.
When so we got Memphis FSU, huh?
Yeah, see, FSU's going to lose again.
Yeah, they're gonna go 0-3.
I mean, doesn't
pretty wild.
Memphis have like this
Memphis-
quarterback or something?
Memphis is very good.
Yeah.
Memphis
So,
is better than the other 2 teams they lost to.
I'm not comfortable
Boy.
picking Memphis yet, but I want to know what the line is if we pick that game.
Well, yeah, we haven't gotten there yet.
yeah.
but
the,
if that line's close, I might pull the trigger on the Memphis daddies.
Okay. All right. Very good.
So,
Very
Keys
What
to
are
the
they?
game, boys.
Oh, keys to the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
We can do that.
I
like
forgot.
keys to the game.
Just
Yeah, there you go.
keys to the game. There it is. Keys. All right. Shut down their audition process. Like I've mentioned last week and this week, these coaches have something to prove. They're going to come with a good game plan. You got to shut it down. You have to shut it down early. Number 2, clean up the penalties. Go back to week 1, not week 2. Go back to week 1. You had no procedural penalties on week 2. You had 2 questionable PI calls. Last week, it was a little bit more sloppy. Clean that up. Go back to the disciplined nature that you had in week 1. And last, and I think most importantly, as they're going through this audition process, and we told you their defense is not bad, barely giving up over 15 points last year, keep Cam Ward clean. And those are my 3 keys.
I like those. Those are good.
That sounded like the AI version.
I know. That's why
Yeah.
I did it. Yeah.
What do you
that's-
guys
I
do?
did. I did it just because. And then I heard it as I was saying it, and then I wanted to stop and pause and see if you guys picked up on it. It's pretty good, right?
Not bad.
I have a
Not
bad feeling about this. That's from Star Wars. No shit, AI Row.
Hey, rest in peace, James Earl Jones.
Oh my goodness.
no, yeah, no. I've
can
been
we- can
gone
we-
for 6 days. I don't know. I have no idea what's going on.
Now I
That's
saw
the one piece of news that I heard in 6 days.
now of the original cast. I mean, like Sir Alec Guinness. Okay, now you have James Earl Jones, the actor who played Chewbacca, R2D2. So really, it's
Princess
Daniels.
Leia is gone.
Prince Carrie Fisher's gone.
Yeah.
So really, C-3PO is
Wait,
still alive.
R2D2's dead?
C-3PO is alive, and
Mark
it's
Hamill.
Mark
Han Solo.
Hamill and Han Solo. So I saw the picture where they had all of those individuals, right? All of those individuals, and they were all Force ghosts.
Oh,
Yeah, they were like
man.
graying them out or what?
Yeah.
But then I looked at it even closer. I'm like, what did they do? And they put a Force ghost just on Mark Hamill's brain. I saw what you did there. It was getting me into the feels, and it immediately got me to laughter. But yeah, back to the keys of the game. I give you my 3. What
all
are
right.
you guys?
Keys to the game. I'm going to take something off of Robot. I'm going to go in a different direction. I agree with you with the audition stuff. I think that, and you saw it again. We talked about, Dum Dum from 2 years ago, but we also talked about it last year with Georgia Tech, right? So you have that audition. But we also have an offensive coordinator who's saying that they've been very, very vanilla. So what I'd like to do is I'd like for him to install some of the other things that he thinks are a little bit more French vanilla. And then we can get, we can turn that audition into a mess, right? That's what we want to do. So I think you get a little bit more creative on offense this week to show that you do have more tools in that box. Secondly, I'd like to see some turnovers. Like to see some active fumbles, just as you said last week, some chaos plays, but defensively, I'd like to see some hard hits that create fumbles or some picks or, like Mish at the goal line against Florida. So turnovers, I would like to see. And Cam's going to get his stuff, and that's fine. I still want to see the running game dominate this because at the end of the day, that's what keeps Cam healthy. So I'd like to see, for a team that gave up very few yards on the ground last year, like top 15 team in the country, just run them over all day. I think that's my third one.
All right. So between the two of you, so this is the issue going last with 3 keys of the game. The two of you have taken all 3 of mine.
That's correct. I've been stuck with that for these 2 weeks.
So what I'm
doing it again.
I'll go a different direction on this. So first of all, first key of the game. Let's go ahead and go with getting out of this game healthy, so no major injuries. Number 2, crowd. Let's clear 60,000 for this one. Like you cleared 50 for FAMU. They're looking the part. Let's show up. It's going to be 3:30, and that's the third part is that make sure that you are pounding them so that they feel that 3:30 p.m. heat, bro. It ain't that hot up where they're from. So just make sure that they're feeling every single second of that and just beat them down to the ground so that by the second half and fourth quarter, they're done. Listen, I don't think this is a tough game. As I said, I think the defense will be a nice test, but the offense, everything kind of shows them just being a low offensive team, not even a mid team. And I just see, we'll talk about it in the over-unders, but I got a couple of good numbers for turnovers. So see if you guys go over/under on those.
So I need to talk to Scoop after this show. I already know the number, but we're going to call Paul Bange because I have a small roof leak in my garage. It is blue tarp season at your boy Roe's house. Can't put it off any longer. This is what we got to do. But I'm comfortable. You want to know why? Because I'm going to give him a call. And what's his name, Scoop? What's his name?
Paul. Give me a call.
And that number to call is 981-ROOF, 561-954-305. It does not matter. It's 981-ROOF. Staples of the South Florida community, huge University of Miami Hurricane fans. And if you're a Gator, they're huge University of Florida fans too. That's the way it works. Blue tarp season is everybody's issue. And we're all in this together, people. 981-ROOF. Bange.
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 Bange. Hot. It's muggy. Trim your nuts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Just do it. Just trim it up.
Mm-hmm.
Be respectful for your partner.
Yeah. It's been revolutionary for me. Absolutely. You got to, and you got the ball odorant. You can't live life without it. What were we doing before that? Savages.
Big clippers. I had big clippers that you had to
Kept
plug in.
Nipping.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when we got on board with Manscaped years ago, they basically told us, don't say that they're nick-proof, 100% nick-proof, because some things can happen. I'll tell you that I had a little tug once. It was fine. It was fine. They're as nick-proof as possible. I'm in the dark.
I had a little tug once.
A little tug.
A little tug.
It's an alarming moment.
Hold on. We don't have Jenners to put this into the machine over there. Give me a second.
What was that again?
Had a little tug once.
Had a little tug
Once.
I do want to nominate Taylor Swift as an AI bot.
Taylor Swift is an AI bot. Got that one.
Yeah. And what was the first
Elon's
one we
bot,
had?
you said.
Yeah. Taylor Swift is Elon's bot.
Elon's bot. Okay.
Yeah.
That was the first one that we had too. That I saw.
And then I got to give it to the OBB AI because that whole mental hamster.
Yes, that's
mental
hamper.
The mental hamper.
Mental hamper. Sorry,
the mental
guys.
hamper stinks.
Yeah, sometimes we're scoopless in Seattle. Right now, we're like generalists in Seattle.
Listen. This is a podcast. You're all just gonna flow with it, man. All good.
Yeah.
Go with it, people.
Just go with it.
Being so difficult.
So, we got our new sponsor.
Yeah.
Obviously the Hurricane Team Store.
Yes, sir.
Only one official Miami Hurricane team store down at Coral Gables. Make sure you get on down there. All your game day stuff. I mean, for all the sports too, baseball, football, everything, volleyball, because they knock off the number one team in the country all the time.
Yes,
now.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yay. But yeah, Hurricane Team Store. We're going to be having some promo codes, I believe.
Yes, starting next week.
Awesome. Looking forward to that.
Love it.
Yes.
Harry and the
Yes, sir.
boys.
Yep.
All right. Our man BTB doing well.
Yes.
We had a 3-0 soccer day the other day.
There we go.
And I'll be honest with you, man. So it's interesting. The NFL, he did better than all the other folks that I talked to that, that take part in services. I guess week one's the toughest NFL week. Because you don't know what's going to happen. And a lot of folks took it in the ass.
Oh,
if you were following BTB, you did not.
Oh,
we had a 21 parlay hit, which was beautiful. So that was good. And so it was a nice, successful first Sunday with BTB.
very good. Very good. And I've got picks.
I love it.
You want some picks from BTB? It's BTB. No, it's beatingthebookie.com. That's where you get all the packages at Beating the Bookie, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff. Right. So let me tell you what we've got. We got 2 games this week. Last week, he gave you Boise State plus 19.5.
Yeah, that was a winner.
And I believe they lost by a field goal, right?
Yes.
So yeah, that's a pretty good cover there. So this week we've got 2. Oh, here you go, Ro. Something to ponder.
Oh,
okay.
Memphis
Listening.
plus 7.
Ooh.
Okay. Memphis plus 7 and Boston College plus 17. Don't know who Boston College is playing though.
I'll look it up.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll be honest. That's Memphis plus 7 is different from the line that we had because we had that game to go. We had it 5.5.
Oh,
so it is. So now it's 7. Well, okay.
Oh, wait.
Very, very good. Liking that. All right.
Looking to see
Boston College
Mizzou
is playing Saturdays. This is
Mizzou.
September 14th. They are playing Missouri, number 6 Missouri.
There you go.
6 Missouri.
Number 6 Missouri.
Home or away?
And you know who their defensive coordinator, their old defensive coordinator was Blake Baker because he's now the defensive coordinator at LSU.
Where's that game at, Ro?
That game is at Missouri.
Oh, wow, man, dude. BC's opening with quite the road schedule at FSU at Missouri.
Huh?
Yeah, that is a gauntlet.
All right.
They got
to talk about Notre Dame losing?
Not yet, but we will.
Not yet. We will.
We did kind of touch on it a little bit.
We mentioned
great.
Northern Illinois. Believe, we have some audio for that as well.
Very good.
So what do you say we knock out a little IP Daily?
I'm IP Daily with my stream of consciousness. Dateline Tallahassee, where stupid decisions continue to be made at FSU. Say what you will about that dump they call a stadium. The third down chant they have had since the dawn of time, basically the coolest, most intimidating aspect of seeing a game there, is no more. That's right, the athletic department asked the band to stop playing it, and they agreed. Imagine the Canes no longer running out of the smoke, or Notre Dame no longer paying a lesser team to embarrass them at home. These are traditions that we must fight to keep. Sidebar. Any chance we can see if FSU can talk to the remnants of Linkin Park about not letting her sing Chester songs anymore? Oh, my ears were bleeding. Next, how about Auburn fans? Seems they have been hitting up quarterback Peyton Thorne asking him to send them money to cover their betting slips after the Tigers lost at home to Cal. Of course, asking QB1 for the money is easier than the alternative, which would have been for all of them to go get jobs. Lastly, congrats to the USC Trojans on becoming the first program to sign a sponsorship deal with a cannabis company. After years of looking like they were on something, we now have confirmation. And now for my Florida Prostate Power 3, Bulls at 3, Knights at 2, and everyone's worst nightmare, the Canes at number 1. Until next time, I'm IP Daily saying, ever notice that Shannon Sharp's IG has more of an OnlyFans vibe to it?
Oh no, they're just between OBB AI and IP. It's like there's so much to unpack. Like where do we even start there? He brought up Linkin Park.
I will tell
he brought
you,
up Shannon. He brought up Notre Dame.
He did. I will say this:
FSU song.
We had this conversation via text,
yeah,
and we all agree. However, I did see Paper Cut.
Mhm.
And she was great. So
So-
it's most of them, but
Okay.
she was great with Paper Cut.
Okay.
I felt the new song, I think we all agreed the new song, I think is
Very good
phenomenal.
song. Really,
It's
really
a
good
very good song. The way she sings that song, because it's hers now. That song is hers. All the rest of the songs are Chester. You're batting like 500. You're never gonna bat 1,000. But like One Step Closer, I like the way she does One Step Closer. But like, not One Step Closer. Yeah, One Step Closer. I like the way she sings that. But like, there's other songs where I feel like,
Yeah, no.
it's not the same.
I changed the key to make it more comfortable. And it's no. Paper Cut's great though.
See,
Truly.
I just thought this was an opportunity. It's been 7 years, man.
Mhm.
Like, it was 2017. So in my mind, this was an opportunity for them to honestly, I mean, the drummer left as well. Just have a new band. And everyone knows that if you go see this band, that there's a pretty good chance you're going to see a couple Linkin Park covers at some point during the show.
It's not the same
But-
drummer.
No, yeah, the drummer left. Yes, it's a new drummer as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
He's been
I mean,
dead 7 years.
Yeah,
I think it was 2017. Yeah,
It
so
is.
it's- yeah.
it is. 2017
Right,
is
dude,
the year I looked it up.
2017.
Yep,
So
7
it's
years.
been a long time, man. So
What
it's
the
just like, and now
Bleep
you
am
got
I
this.
doing?
There's this pressure on her because that song is also the new song is phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
Like they sound amazing, and that could that's a hit if it's a new band. I mean, Shimoda's a great writer, so like I'm not worried about the chops for the music, but just vocally, dude, it's just yeah.
It's a little and now to touch on what IP talked about, the Florida State thing. Bill
Mhm.
Burr, I think Bill Burr shamed them with that Florida State skit. Have you ever seen that? Like everything they do, like I mean, it got incessant.
good.
And it was because you have to limit it. I love the song, but something was about to break. I mean, it's iconic. I hate it as a Miami Hurricane fan, but I love the fact that you use it. But I literally think it was Bill Burr who shamed them into oblivion on that.
Bro, there's few things in college football more intimidating than 70,000 people doing that in unison under the lights on a 3rd and 12, and you're I mean, it's and the fact that you take it away. Okay, sure, fine. Okay, yeah, taking advantage away. I got no problem with it. Keep losing. Like,
and there's other places where you could have took it away. The third down
Sure.
one, you should have just left it as
Yeah.
is. Right? That's gonna hurt. But
Whatever.
you know what? You might go 0-3 because of it. We're fine with it. Keep the song on the shelf. What do I
There.
care?
Oh my God, Memphis.
What do I care?
He's gonna lose to his former team.
That'd be awesome.
Are you
Would be.
kidding me?
It would be really great.
Oh,
Yeah. All right.
all right. What do you guys want to hit next, man?
What do we got? Spin the wheel.
Well, let's talk about. All right, so let's go ahead. I don't have the wheel sound effect, unfortunately, but we were talking about FSU. So they posted a video online Tuesday showing the quarterbacks warming up, and as DJ Oogly Stats took a snap, a player ran by in the background. He was being chased by a coach who was shooting him with a water gun.
Oh, they're back to this.
They're back to water guns. Yeah.
They're back to the water gun. So basically,
You
what it
lose
is, it's
two
a
and you go back to
drill.
water guns.
Yeah. So when you're trying to return a punt, they're squirting you with a water gun for like a distraction, so you stay focused. But just the optics of it, when you're 0-2 and you got coaches chasing players around the field with a giant super soaker, is fun. It's fun for those of us that like to laugh at FSU.
We can
was
laugh
funny.
at them. They're 0-2. They've
Yeah.
lost 3 games in a row.
I'm just saying, from an optics standpoint, this is, it opens
get
the door for us to just mock you.
I'm sure there's other. It's almost like a benefit to the coach if you think about it. Like, hey, I get to shoot this guy with a water gun. But I'm sure there's other things, technologically savvy things that you can use to distract players, like a super soaker. Come on, man. That's like that's when you're just trying to piss off your wife for no reason at all. You're just like shooting her across the room with a water gun and waiting for her to just snap.
I've always been a proponent that for trying to distract a punt returner, you just stand right in front of them as they're trying to catch the punt. And right before they do, you just kick them in the nuts.
That'll
And if
work.
they can still catch the punt, like, bro, there you go. Hey,
Good
hey,
for
hey,
them, eh?
DJ Dallas.
Yes.
Congratulations,
Saw
my
that?
man.
Yeah.
I would have preferred you did it when you were with Seattle, but Arizona's okay. But yeah, the very first kick return for a dynamic kick return for a touchdown, I guess is what it's called.
And I will say this. It wasn't like the prettiest thing either. It was more to steal Chris Berman. It was rumbling, stumbling.
Yeah.
It was definitely not Devin Hester-esque. I'll tell you that much. I was like, holy cow, is he gonna make it? Like,
But very
like, all right,
fitting
all right.
that in the class that's going to have the first kick returner and Devin Hester going into the Hall of Fame, the very first new dynamic kickoff return goes to a Kane. That was fucking perfect.
DJ Dallas.
There you go,
Well
baby.
done. That
There
was
you
awesome.
go. All right, so we got some other stuff going on. Obviously, there's a gigantic local story. So we've all seen it at this stage.
Let's
we
talk
have the
about
audio. It is Tyreek Hill on Sunday being detained briefly on the ground during a traffic stop with Miami-Dade PD. Let's go ahead and play the audio first. I hope this is the right one.
Hey, keep your window down. Keep your window down. I'm gonna get you out of the car. As a matter of fact, get out of the car. Give me your ass, bro. Get out of the car. Give me your ass, we'll break that freaking window. Get out of the car. Get out of the car right now. We're not playing this game. Get out. 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 What part of law don't you understand? Hey, Drew, I'm getting arrested, Drew. I'm getting arrested. I'm getting out, bro. God damn, twin. When we tell you to do something, you do it. You understand?
I'm getting out,
You
bro.
understand? Not what you want, but what we tell you.
I'm getting
You're a little
out.
fucking confused.
I'm getting out, bro.
Too late.
Chill,
Too
bro.
late.
Bro, you beating on my window like you crazy.
You set him up.
Why y'all beating on my window like y'all crazy for? Damn, yo, bro, dude beating on my window like he crazy. I ain't do nothing, twin. Hold on, bro. I just had surgery on my knee. bro. I just had surgery on my knee, bro.
I just had surgery in your ears when we told you to put your window down.
Chill, bro. Hey, Joe New, bro.
Back up.
Hey, call Drew.
Call Drew.
I just love the fact that that's his instinct. Out of all people to call OBB alumni Drew.
Yeah, you call your agent, bro.
You call
That's what they teach you to.
your
yes.
agent, and he was there
He was on site. Yeah.
in seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Seconds.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So both the Dolphins, Tyreek Hill, Drew Rosenhaus have all called for this officer, the overly aggressive one there, this officer Torres, who's been put on desk duty, to be fired. Where do you guys fall on this, man? I'll tell you where I fall on it. So he was speeding. Obviously, you can see it visually. He was definitely visually speeding. So he was not perfect in this, but obviously, when you're getting pulled over for speeding, I don't expect folks to always be in a great mood and to maybe have a little bit of attitude. My issue here is that in that situation, with no threat being prevalent, the cop's job was to de-escalate this. And they did not. They did the absolute opposite. And in my mind, that's kind of what gives cops the bad name, that this went a little bit too far. Putting him on the ground like that, this was just a speeding ticket. I understand he was a little short with you, but bro, it seemed like a bit of an overreaction to me, but that's just me.
I don't disagree with you. You said the magic word, and that usually when you have these interactions that happens, they're like cops have to de-escalate. Cops have to de-escalate. I've worked hand in hand with police officers. For those that don't know, I was on a SWAT team, so I know how it can get. I know how rude people can get to law enforcement. Do I think that the guy kind of, once he crossed a certain line, did he let his emotions? Yeah, it kind of shows you like a weak emotional state, right? The guy let his emotions take the best of him, and that's why they're calling for his job, and we'll see what happens. I mean, he's got strong union protection. I doubt it happens, to be honest. You could say you want the guy fired, but other than being a complete ass about it. But here's the thing. In order for you to de-escalate a situation, that means something had to escalate, right? Something had to escalate. And that's the thing. You have to understand, when you're pulled over for speeding, the easiest thing to do to not be in a situation where you're hoping the cop de-escalates, which he didn't, okay? And I fully agree with you, Toast. But keep your window down. He said, roll down your window. So at that point, he's like, roll down your window. And he doesn't roll down his window. At what point? Just roll down your window. No, I'm not going to roll down your window. And that's what got him to like spark. So it's almost like that thing where you got to teach the cops to de-escalate, but you got to teach these guys how not to escalate things. Because if that cop told me to roll down my window, guess what I'm doing? I'm rolling down my window, right? You asked me to roll down my window. Yes, sir. Now I know my rights. But you do that, and it almost gives you this flippant attitude. And then you caught that cop on a bad day. And now that, and I agree, there should be some punitive punishment with this guy. But at the same point, I just felt like, just roll down your window, boo. Just do it. Why? Like he told you, hey, he's talking to you. Next thing you know, you just got this attitude. You rolled up your window. If you kept it down, it would never have happened. That's where I stand on it.
I was kind of in that space. I mean, it is that I don't understand. You were saying about the escalation. He became escalated because the guy he was asking to do something wasn't doing what he was asking him to do. That's the first problem. But after that, the guy's a total douchebag.
Agreed.
Like you can do that differently, because in reality, where's the threat here? There's no threat here. You're just being an asshole. So there's two sides to it. One of them is definitely much worse than the other. But maybe if that doesn't start that way, it doesn't get there. I don't
100%.
know. But the second guy took it too far. He was just a total dick, right? So, I mean, I just don't understand.
Multiple things can be true.
Yes,
Yeah.
two things can be true at the same time.
Yes.
I just don't understand why.
And we've always
can't
taken
do
the biggest
this better.
No,
And we've always, as a pod,
people.
I will just say this. Anytime we have said that, it's usually when we take the most flack. We're like, no, it's both true. Because in this environment and the way social media, bipartisan politics, whatever would have you have to say yes or no. And in this case, we're saying, listen, it's a little bit of both. We can see both sides to it. We can agree. We're like, yes, egregious what the cop did. Now, I'm not defending that. Like, you're right, Scoop. You're right, Toast. It didn't need to get to that level. He just rolled up his window. At the same time, keep your window down and none of that happens, right? Those are both true facts, okay? But we'll see what they got to do. Dolphins obviously got to hang with their boy.
But what?
Yeah,
but
listen.
didn't they put Calais in handcuffs
yeah,
too?
they put Calais, the Walter Payton Man of the Year.
What I mean,
recipient. So
I saw that and I
Calais-
was like, that's more egregious than anything.
Calais-
Like, what is really happening here?
Calais is driving by, sees what's happening, so he stops his car in the middle of the lane and just gets out of his car. What's going on? Gets out of his car with his hands up. Like, hey, I'm a friend of his. I just want to. What's going on? Cop tells him to stay back or whatever, and then says, "Whatever. I'm arresting you, putting you in handcuffs." And he one of the players they're surprised they had handcuffs big enough for Calais.
Right. That's what I was just thinking.
Like he could have broken all 5 of those cops over his
And
knee.
I frequent like those. That is like my daily bread of call, right? MVCs, car accidents, and people notoriously will just park in the middle of the road, and you have to tell them, listen, you can't park there. You're going to get hit. You're creating other potential catastrophes. You're going to have to move the car. And it's the same thing. Move the car. Okay. You don't have the right to park a car illegally in the street. Just move the car. Now, again, the cops, once they're sitting there saying it, they're taking a stance. They could probably talk and have a little bit more emotional intelligence and try to say with the guy and say it in a way that he understands. But no, you can't just park a car in the middle of the road. You don't know how many thousands of times I've told people that, ma'am, you can't just park here. Yeah, but that's my loved one. I understand that, but you're going to create another car accident if you keep your car here. So what he said was not wrong. You do not have a right to illegally park in the middle of a lane, Calais. You just don't. I understand where your heart's at, but just move your car and you can come back. Okay, that's all. That part, whatever. I didn't really get to the part how he put the handcuffs on, but I did hear there was like a massive deliberation going back. He kept saying, the cop saying, "You can't park here. You can't park here. You can't park here. You can't park here."
And the clerk's like, "Here, you go ahead and tow it. That's all good, man. But I'm not going to leave my guy." Now they did have a press conference today. Tyreek said that at the press conference, that's where he said that he could have been better, that I guess he has family that are law enforcement. When he talked to them and they brought up the same thing you guys were saying about having the window down. And he said, I get that. He's like, you also got to understand from my standpoint, in that moment with all the fans going by, I don't want people videoing this and seeing me. So I wanted privacy. So the window was down. I gave him my stuff. I put the window back up. Realizes. Listen, man, everyone's screwed up. He also says he wants to make this, a learning moment for everybody, so we can all learn from it. So that would be great. He also called for the cop to be fired. So
there you go. Well, two things can be true at the same time.
Exactly. So, But man, dude, everyone's talking about this. And Nightly News led off with it before the debate crap.
I'm sure.
It was freaking insane.
I'm sure.
So, all right, let's the next wheel of
stop for 1 second.
topics.
I have to go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back.
Goodness.
Sorry.
No problem.
We should keep the show exactly as is.
Right. Because there's absolutely no edits.
No edits
No
whatsoever.
edits.
You're going to see this in the raw. Because
I'm not editing this shit tonight. Hell no. This is Jenners won't edit it. It's just straight on through. Let's go.
Yeah,
All
just like Jenners, we've made an executive decision. You get to see the life of four individuals
he wants to
here.
Take out that stuff about his family. I put that time, then everything else can just stay in.
Yeah.
I wrote down the time for that. Like, here, if you want to edit that out, just boom.
Yeah.
But outside of that, keep everything else in. Dude, I got while waiting for Scoop, got our tickets. So there's going to be about 10 of us from Club OBB going to the Louisville game.
And going to the Kentucky Bourbon Tasting.
Yeah, going on the Bourbon Trail. We got seats at the visitor side, 300 section, right around the 45, 50 yard line. So we got basically a whole row staked out. And man, this is going to be Louisville might be good, dude. This could be a primetime game. Like this could be a fun one.
Honestly, it might be Miami's only hope at like a game day situation. You got to hope Louisville does good and Miami
right,
does
100%. Yeah, that's a good point.
At that point, you only have maybe one loss between them because I really don't.
FSU's fucked us on that. Yeah.
Yeah. FSU is not going to live up to their end of the bargain this year. We didn't live up to it last year. So I'm not mad at you, FSU. I'm okay. We're just playing you got to suck hot potato. You got it next. But that's probably our best shot. That's our best shot for that.
I think you're right. Yeah. I mean, either that, I guess there might be a chance last game of the season at Chestnut Hill. At Syracuse. At Syracuse.
Yeah.
If Kyle McCord and them are still playing well, and then maybe they're in the second or third place in the ACC.
It depends on how the rest of those weeks are, the rest of the teams are. But if University of Miami, like if they held serve the whole time and they don't have a loss,
but that Louisville game, you're right.
Yeah, that Louisville game being at night. That's an electric. I remember when we went up there and we had Rhett Lashley. We put it on him. We put it on him up there. That was a great game.
So I thought talking about the Ball State, I had always just assumed that the guy that founded Papa John's must have gone to Louisville because he sponsored everything for Louisville. Dude, he went to Ball State.
No,
John Shatner. Yeah, went to Ball State.
So why did he have this affinity with Louisville?
I don't know if their headquarters is in Louisville, maybe. I don't know, but
maybe the first one he started was in Louisville.
Maybe, but I just always figured that's where he went because he's
a Papa John's stadium.
In with cash. Yeah, exactly. It used to be Papa John's. I don't think it is anymore.
Oh,
I think once he walked away, they changed it. But but he went to Ball State. Yeah. Him, David Letterman, and Whitlock, the columnist.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah, there you go. All right, Scoopster. So let's talk about Colorado.
Let's please.
So we've got 5 different stories with them this week. So first, there are reports that Dan has told the Colorado band they can't play the school's fight song. So now I've done some research on this. Then it said they had to play Shadur's rap song. So this is partially true, partially false. So what it is they're still playing the fight song, but first they play a 10-second clip from his rap song. And they also do this for other players. If they have their own little music that they want to play, they'll play a clip of that before the band plays the fight song for the score. So that's not as bad as it had been pitched. Next, while Colorado was getting cooked by Nebraska, Shadur decided to pull up and head for the locker room with 2 minutes left in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Then he blames his offensive line in a post-game presser. Finally, on Monday, he posted Twitter, "New week, let's work." And Twitter destroyed him. Quote, on what? Not getting embarrassed? On what? Personal responsibility? Staying until the clock hits 0. It is a dumpster fire.
It is. And one of the things, right, as you travel in this existence and you learn about life. So I learned about something called like the dark triad of traits, right? Mm-hmm. And number 1 on that is narcissism. And they're like, you got to hope and pray your leaders of your organizations aren't narcissistic. And when I have to hear my rap song before the school fight song, you are already at odds with a lot of people because it's about me. It's not about we. When you blame your offensive line, it's about me. It's not about we. What what a leader's supposed to do. Hey, we're in this together. Hey, let's get this better. I have a job to do. And you deflect it. That's just what real leadership does. But when you're that narcissistic, right? And that's probably the part he doesn't understand. Oh, you guys are just haters. Well, you're bringing the strike on. You're calling the surgical strike on you, Holmes. Like you left and blamed your offensive line. So when you make that comment and get eviscerated, blistered, you deserve it. You deserve it. And you want to know why? Because you're narcissistic. Enjoy.
I was mentioning this in our private chat, the OBB chat, that after Deion's gone and the new coach comes in, they're going to do a 30 for 30 on what he found when he got there. Like what was left for him. Like, and it's going to be fascinating.
One of Deion's toes.
Yeah. I'm not talking about like sex toys or whatever. I'm just talking about just the philosophies, everything, like how everything was just either ignored or not done. It's just going to be a fascinating look at exactly how Deion's mind works.
It's a mess, and it's going to be a mess. And I gotta be honest with you, I'm not sure who would want to take that job.
Well, they'll pay
After
enough
this.
money for someone to take it.
But then think about this too. What's the biggest problem at Colorado right now? Right, that he
Deion
doesn't want to recruit.
Doesn't recruit, yeah.
You want to know why he doesn't want to recruit? It's because it's beneath him. Why would I beg and grovel? Do you know who I am? I don't want to do this again. It's narcissism. I love the brand. I think it's amazing. As him as the player, I think it's great. But you see a void of leadership, right? You see an absolute void of leadership. Oh, I love the show. This show is so fast now. Now toast. Yes. See, Scoop doesn't know this yet. We are not editing a thing.
Stella wanted out of the office, so I had to let her out.
We are not editing a thing.
No.
I'm standing in the paint too. I'm not leaving yet. I'm randomly just gonna leave because I'm the only one who hasn't done it yet, and I'm just something's gonna happen, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So we got over and unders and picks too after this. Let's go. Talk to me, Goose.
All right. Last piece of audio. I guess we should play. This is the feel good audio from the week. The NIU coach crying after they knocked off Notre Dame.
I'm so proud of our kids, the coaches, just everybody. They believed. They believed. And we came here and got it done.
Where's this emotion coming from for you?
You know, all these guys that have been with our program, been through the ups and downs, and they continue to fight. Yeah. You know, it's like they my kids. I'm happy for the adversity to push through. You know, no matter the situation, I just couldn't be more proud. I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry.
Right, dude? What an idiotic question. But, dude, they have one of the coolest traditions. So when NIU beats a big-time team, they have a thing called the Boneyard in their athletic department. And what it is, they put a big-ass dog bone in the logo of the team that they beat, and it's like a giant shrine. And they've got like 12 of them set up because they've beaten Alabama back, you know, and at the time they've had some nice wins over there. And the Boneyard is a pretty cool. Yeah, so now there'll be a bone for Notre Dame in the Boneyard. Love it.
What a stark 180, right? Because I was talking about, and then that buzzword I kept saying. Now, what did that guy just do? Literally just praised his kids and thanked his kids and thanked his kids and got emotional taking his kids. And that's what leadership looks like. Good for you. Good for you. Good for you. And listen, Al Golden did his job because I think they only won like 16-14. I mean, that offense was just atrocious. So it was a low-scoring game.
I did not think they were going to have offensive issues with Riley Leonard getting in there. I just didn't. I didn't see that as being an issue. And man, it is just, I don't know what it is, but they're just not even close.
It just goes back to show you, you put Marino with Bill Walsh. He's the one with all the rings. Sometimes it's just a bad fit. Sometimes it's just a bad fit. He's a good quarterback. We've seen what he used to do against us when he was at Duke.
He was dominating people. Like, and here it's like they can't do anything. I don't get it.
Weird.
Well, all right. Let's go ahead and so let's do some picks and some props. What do you want to do first? Pick'ems or props?
Oh, I like that. Picks or props?
Picks or props?
I like picks or props. Let's go to picks.
All right, let's do picks first. All
Okay.
right. All right. I'm going to start off with number 4 Alabama at Wisconsin.
Ooh,
Bama giving 8.5.
that's it.
Huh?
Give me Alabama.
Yeah, I don't think
don't-
that's very close.
I don't know how that. I figured that line would be closer to like 12 or 13. But
Yeah, I got
Alabama.
roll tide there.
Yeah,
I
roll
would have
tide.
took Alabama at 12 or 13, to be honest.
All right, we're going to go ahead and Memphis at Florida State. We're going to be using the BTB line. So this is Florida State giving 7.
Do you have any of the records from last week?
I do not.
Okay.
I do
And
not.
who's
wait till
taking
next
these down so we can tell Jenners?
I was just
I guess I
timestamp it.
will. Yeah,
I
hang
can
on.
do
That's-
it.
That's a valid point. That's a valid point. Yeah.
Just
All right. So
timestamp it.
we're all taking Alabama minus 8.5.
Gotcha.
And then I think we're all taking Memphis plus 7, right? I got them winning on the field.
I do too. I'm going 3 for 3.
I'm going money line.
I'm taking Memphis too.
Okay. So all
Florida
three of us
State's not
taking
really good.
Memphis plus 7. Wait. Oh, okay. That can't be Texas A&M against Florida A&M. No, Texas A&M at Florida. A&M giving 3.5.
Mertz is supposed to play. Lagway is supposed to get a couple reps. That's already been announced.
Well, Lagway set a record last week.
What do you do?
For
Threw
what?
for like 450 yards or whatever, like the most by a freshman
He did?
Florida quarterback. It was against like
Stanford.
or whoever. Yeah.
Sam Madison State.
Yeah. So FCS squad. But he looked
Wow.
good. Yeah. I was actually
3.5?
surprised at Mertz. Yeah.
A&M given 3.5
On the road.
at the Swamp, huh? Well, I'm going A&M just because I don't like Florida.
Yeah. So so am I. Euro?
Aggies. We're 3 for
Fucking
3 here.
balls, man. We're 3 for 3. This isn't any fun.
I'm not
All right.
flipping now. It's too early in the season.
Number 1, Georgia at Kentucky. Uga given 23.5.
Kentucky's not Kentucky of the past 3 or 4 years. Like, they're not nearly as good as they have been.
I was looking at some Kentucky Twitter or X and message board comments, and man, fan base starting to sour on Mr. Stoops.
Sure, because
Of
they,
course.
they don't win every game.
Right. Well, they're
So we got to get mad at them.
Like they think they should be Alabama.
Yeah. They had 2 good
Not your
years, and
lane.
all of a
Yeah,
sudden,
it's not your lane. I am going to take, Georgia looked really good against Clemson. I'm taking Georgia to cover.
Go Dogs.
Yeah.
Make it 4 for 4.
this
Fucking
sucks.
balls. This really is just awful.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Colorado
Whoever they
At-
play.
at Colorado State. How is Colorado giving 8.5?
Well, Colorado
How
State's
much
not
does
good.
Colorado State
Colorado
suck?
State sucks.
Do they really suck that
Yeah.
much?
Yeah.
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 Enough that all 3 of us are going to take Colorado.
I mean,
minus
Colorado
8.5?
State lost to who'd they play week 1 and got
Yeah, they got
blasted.
steamrolled. Yeah.
I'm taking Colorado.
Me too.
Fuck. Really?
Yeah.
It's just clean
Make
sweep.
it so easy.
It's like
We've
clean
never done this
sweep.
before.
Jesus
No.
Christ, that's never happened. It's never happened. All right. Last game. Ball State at Miami.
Oh.
Game of the week.
Miami even
Hey-o.
36.5.
Ooh.
We need a final score as well.
So 2 weeks in a row, I've done
Mhm.
very well at these numbers. I had 59-13 and it was
Mhm.
56-9. That's pretty fucking good, huh?
Mhm.
See if I can go 3 for 3 on these. All right. I got your Canes, obviously. I got them to cover. I do. I have them to cover.
Mhm.
What's the line?
36.5.
There you go. 47-10.
Ooh, okay.
I'm covering by the hook. Hook him up.
Mm-hmm. How about you, bro?
They're going to score 13. And again, if we keep them to 13, we've kept teams really low. So this is a good way to start. And your University of Miami Hurricanes are going to do a nice 50 burger.
50-13.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Also by the hook.
Okay. I am going with a little bit more breathing room. 45-6.
Okay.
Keep them out of the end zone once again. Yeah,
So we all picked on the
buying
cover
that
two.
offense.
So the first
right.
week in OBB history, we all just clean sweeped.
We
There we
did.
go.
All right.
All right.
So
let's get into some props.
We're pick some props. We are definitely not all going to be on the same page here, though.
Okay.
Let's go. Anarchy.
First one. Cam Ward passing touchdowns. We talked about this team's defense. Putting this number. Now, Jenners and I had a split on this. He had it at a higher number. I'm putting this number at 2.5. He had it at 3.5.
See, that would have been the line that would have been tough. I think.
Yeah, line 3.5 is tough. Over.
All right, let's go with 3.5 then. We'll go with Jenners.
No, you can't do that. You already got two picks on the board. You said 2.5.
3.5.
I'm going over.
Going over.
I think Cam Ward throws for 5 touchdowns this week.
Okay. Bro?
Under. I think he's going to get 3. It was over on the 1, under on the 3.5. I think he's going to get 3 again.
I think 3 as well.
Yeah.
All right. Cam Ward rushing touchdowns. Number is 0.5.
0. Under.
I think he gets 1.
That's such a roppy bet. Under. I don't think he gets 1 this week. Got 1 last week, and they're going to tell him, "Don't you ever do that again, young man." Hey, man,
Martinez rushing yards. Over under 75.
Over. That's a good line because they're sharing.
Mm-hmm.
They're sharing a lot of picks.
And maybe bust 1 this week. Over.
Okay. I'll go over. Restrepo receptions. 5.5.
Over.
5. Under.
I'm going under.
I got 6.
All right, this is a good one. Tight end receptions. 4.5.
I was going to say, you're going to set the line at 4, aren't you? 4.5, so they need 5 together between.
How many they have last week? I missed everything.
They had 4.
Okay.
Oreo got a touchdown. I know Riley caught 1.
Uh-huh. Royo had a couple catches.
I'll go under 4.5.
Under.
I'm going over. Sacks is an experienced offensive line Ball State has. 2.5.
Over. That's a good line just for Tyler Barron.
That's it. Right, for Barron alone. I have a question.
Yeah.
Is Messidor hurt?
He's starting to. He was hurt the 1 week, but now he's starting to kind of come back and actually get some playing.
Why is he always hurt?
Mm-hmm.
Just that guy.
Over 2.5 sacks.
Yeah, go over. Interceptions, 1.5.
Under.
I go over.
Under.
Total offensive yards, 310.5.
Over.
What?
Mm-hmm. That's what Jennings put down. Yeah, 310.5. They only gave up 315 last year.
To who?
To the whole fucking country.
To who?
The whole schedule.
They
were the number 19 ranked defense in the country.
Play. Get out
I'm
of here.
just saying.
310 yards.
I'm saying. They played Georgia last year. They played Kentucky last year.
I bet they did. They didn't hold them to 310 yards.
No, I'm just saying. I ain't just giving you the lines, man.
All right, well, sometimes you just take a gift from Vegas. That's it. Just
that's a gift from Vegas right there.
Yeah, it's probably like minus 150.
Right.
All right, last one. Total points. The official line is 54.5.
Well, I've already.
I'm going over.
You know I'm over. We have to.
We are all over.
Yeah.
Actually,
I'm not. I'm
under.
I'm under. I'm at 51.
Under.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going under. Going under.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. So what do you want to name this?
Interessante. I don't know, boys. I mean, we wrote down a couple. I don't know if anything else emerged.
I had a little tug once.
I'm all about mental
Your
hamper.
mental hamper stinks.
Yeah, your mental hamper stinks.
Give it to the AI. They win this week.
Your mental hamper stinks. All right. Well, hope everything is fine with our producer and his family. Hope all is well.
Yes.
So listen, we are going to have some information for you guys on next week's episode. We're going to start to possibly do something additional. We'll have details for that, hopefully, because we're going to talk about it right after this show. But as always, go Canes!
Go! Bange.